Pride of Pittsburgh, we got Olivia Sperber.
Hi.
You are like the nicest, happiest person. We were talking beforehand. So for those who don't know who you are, because your single just released like three
Yeah.
weeks ago. By the way, we are going to get into the fact that you originally ghosted me, but we will get into that in a moment. All right. Well, hey, we got to make it awkward here, okay?
Okay.
So for those who don't know, you just got on the elevator. You're going 27 floors up. You have that much time to tell us who you are. Go for it, Olivia from Pittsburgh.
All right. My name is Olivia Sperber, and I was adopted into a Christian family when I was a baby. I was raised by a very supportive family, and when I was 5 years old, I did a karaoke contest, and I absolutely loved singing. I fell in love with music and the way that it unites people. So I decided that that was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And my parents were very supportive of it. They kind of really took the reins and just really threw me into everything that I needed in order to be successful. And I was raised in the church, but I wasn't really deep in my faith until I was approached by a team who wanted to help me out in Christian music. So I took a step back for a little bit, not really sure if that was 100% what I wanted to do. And I really threw myself into church, made a great group of friends, started singing on the worship team there. And when I was singing Holy Forever at church, God just really tugged on my heart and told me that I was going to make music for him. And ever since then, it has been something that I have been so passionate about, and I'm so grateful, and I'm very blessed to be able to live out my dream for the Creator.
So let's back up a little bit. We're going to go back to like level 12 on the elevator ride. You mentioned that you were going to church, but you really weren't taking your walk with the Lord that serious. I've been there. Now I'm a little bit older than you. My kids are adopted as well. So you all have that. And honestly, I want to give a shout out to my daughter, Hope, because she's the one who put me on your radar back in July.
Oh, really?
You got to check her out, Dad.
Yeah.
But so when you were, I call myself back in the day when I was doing that, a Pharisee, and speak to people in that age range. You know, were you going to youth group at that time?
I was going to youth group and I had friends there, but I wouldn't say that they were really friends that always pointed me back to God. So I always
Right.
kind of felt a little in the middle.
Right. So when you had this awakening with the Lord that I think we all do at times, did it renew your passion for music?
Oh my goodness, so much. I knew like I always loved music and it was always something that I wanted to do, but I found entertainment and excitement in it for myself. But when God really renewed me and just showed me that I was going to do music for Him, it gave music a whole different meaning and it gave it more purpose instead of entertainment.
And your first single that came out about 3 weeks ago, independently, Dare to Have Faith. Where did that come about?
So I was writing song titles and I remember just kind of sitting there thinking, reading through my Bible, and something just sparked in my head of, okay, dare to have faith. And it originally was supposed to be about anxiety because I grew up with really bad anxiety, dealing with a lot of bullying and a lot of things that teenagers go through. And I originally wrote this song as a anthem for day-to-day battles, of just, okay, life can be really hard, but we have to dare to have faith in God. But as I continued with the song, it got a lot deeper meaning behind it. Because when I went to go record the song, my grandma was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so it kind of became an anthem for her and something that she really relied on to get her through treatments. And then when I was planning the release for the song, my mom was diagnosed with the same breast cancer. So it truly became a battle and a fight song for my whole entire family of really showing, yes, in those day-to-day battles, we need to dare to have faith in God, but also in those giant moments where it feels like there's no hope and life is crumbling, we have to dare to know that He has a plan for us.
How's grandma and how's your mom doing?
They're doing okay. They're going through it. It's a struggle and it's definitely a hardship. But we have so much support and love, and they know that God is on their side through everything. So they're making it through.
And when you were making the song, how did that come about? Like, where did you record it? Who was the producer? All of that stuff.
So I wrote it in Nashville. I wrote it with Matt Armstrong and Jonathan Gamble. So I gave them the list of
Bunch of
songs.
nobodies, bunch of nobodies in the music industry. No one's ever heard of them. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh, they're
kidding,
the
Matt.
best. But I gave them my list of song titles, and as we were going through it, it was actually the very first song that I professionally co-wrote. So they chose that title, and I kind of told them what I wanted it to be about. And we just really wrote an anthem of through those little things, through those little battles in life, we really just have to dare to have trust in Him. And then I went to go record it with David Spencer. And it was just such
Another nobody. No, I kid. So how was the recording process with David?
It was a little scary at first because I'd been in studios growing up, but I've never done anything on my own. It was really just recording covers. So
Right.
recording my own song, of course, I was excited to have my words out there, but it was also a moment of vulnerability, knowing what the story was behind the song and knowing that the story could reach so many people and help so many people. But David was really comforting, and he was just such an amazing help through the process. And it was a really beautiful moment of being vulnerable and expressing myself in that way.
So what do we have coming up? I mean, I know we're just we're still coming down from the high of the single release party that I did not get invited to, that I'm sure you had in Pittsburgh. Thanks for that, Olivia. We've graduated high school, which thanks, you make me feel incredibly old at this moment. But let me back up. My daughter's 11 years old, and she sent it to me from her Instagram account. She saw one of your reels
Oh.
and all that. And how has it been with getting new attention with the single coming out, and then it did come out, and then now you're doing interviews and you're ghosting people and all of that stuff? We'll get to the ghosting in a minute. How has that been, like, with just the new horizons that you're in?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a dream come true. I always say that it makes little me happy of
Right.
just something that I had dreamed about for so long finally coming true. It's definitely a little nerve-wracking just because, having your face out there and having all of these things going on, you have a lot of eyes on you. But honestly, I feel like it is just such an amazing privilege. And I do my best every day to try to be a role model for others to look to and know that God is always there, and just kind of point everybody back to God, because after all, it's because of Him that I'm even able to do this in the first place.
Right.
So it's really an honor, and it's such an amazing excitement and journey that I get to go on.
So we're from Pittsburgh. Are we a Pirates fan? Do you go to games?
Yeah, I've been to a few games.
Yeah. When are we going to get you to sing the national anthem there? They might have messaged you. Okay, here's the deal. Back in July, when my daughter was like, Dad, you got to check this artist out, I sent a message because I wanted to interview you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I sent you a message. And then Brendan Burke is like, oh, Olivia said she got your message. And I was like, and she's not even going to respond. So here's a lesson for everybody. You can be ghosted by the best, because Olivia's the best. And see, God redeems. You want to say anything about that right now? Because I mean, I am still in therapy over like being left on read by Olivia. Okay.
I deeply apologize.
Yeah, I'm sure you're like, who's this weird Timu guy? Looks like, because as they say on my YouTube channel, I'm the Timu Gordon Ramsay. So you could say that. Okay. So, how much joy does music bring you?
So much. Music is something that has run through my veins, and anybody that you talk to who has had a conversation with me knows that I can't have a conversation without bringing music into it. I was literally at a guitar lesson the other day, and I started singing my words because music just comes so naturally to me.
Right.
But truly, music feels like something that just flows through my veins, and it just feels like something that I was made to do, that God just created me to do music.
Would you say it makes you happy these days?
Oh, extremely. It has become such a therapy and just something to really lean back on through hard moments. Music is always my go-to to help me get through that.
See, for the new audience who's just discovering Olivia, I want to point something out to you. This made her happy in 2019. she's still happy in 2025 from doing music. That is consistency right there. I found that when I was preparing for this, and I was like, oh, that is awesome right there. Can you tell us about the picture? What was going on in this moment?
I have a very silly, goofy personality, so I think I was recording a cover in this photo, and I was just like having fun with my mom, just doing random poses and
On a Wednesday, a wacky Wednesday.
yeah, apparently.
Here's my thing. How did you get 322 likes on that picture in 2019? Okay? I freaking interviewed Jeremy Camp 3 months ago, and I can't get 322 likes on a post.
My mom truly is the best supporter, and she has researched so much of social media, so she has been such a help through all of that. So I give her all of the props when it comes to that.
I'm going to say you were singing a Taylor Swift song in this picture.
Probably.
Probably? Okay. All right, that's all I got. That's all the deep research we did, all right? That was our Oppo research right there. I found that. I was like, oh, I have to. Because, as you grow as an artist, when you do interviews, you can tell them we're not talking about certain things. Like Jeremy Camp wouldn't let me talk about his soul patch from 20 years ago. I guess he's embarrassed of that. But you didn't do that, so I got to bring that up. So you mentioned that you were bullied back in the day, and this is a shout out to all you people in Pittsburgh. You bullied her, and now she's got a single out. People are talking about her. You bullied the wrong person. You shouldn't be bullying anybody, but you definitely bullied the wrong person with Olivia, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So growing up, let's because I'm sure your audience is probably younger.
Mm-hmm.
What impact did the bullying have on you?
It definitely had a big impact. I would say that I kind of grew up as a loner, because I didn't really have that many friends growing up, and I always felt like I was the one excluded, and I was the friend that they made group chats without, and I was the friend who everybody hung out without telling. And it continued all throughout high school, and it was a really hard thing to go through. But through that, I was able to rely on music, and I was able to rely on my family. It definitely made me a little bit of an isolated person growing up, just because when you're hurt so many times, it's really scared to open up. But I truly feel that that's what gave my music the vulnerability it does, because instead of being vulnerable with friends, I was able to be vulnerable through words, through music.
So we got new music coming. What are we doing next? I mean, once again, I know we're still on the high from the single release party I didn't get invited to, but where are we headed next here, Olivia?
So I have 7 other songs that I have written and demos for, so it kind of just depends on my team and what we talk about and how this single picks up, but I do have other music that is ready to be recorded.
Okay. And will you be coming back to Nashville?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. How did you like Nashville when you came here?
Oh, I love it. It is such a beautiful place, and it's just surrounded by music. You can't turn a corner without hearing somebody singing or playing guitar. I mean, even the airport restaurants have live music in almost all of them, so it was definitely a happy place and a home for me.
It loses its charm when you got a 5:30 in the morning flight out of Nashville, and that guy is singing a Taylor Swift song or something. Not looking as happy as you did in that picture, but yes, it does lose its charm.
Oh, I bet.
So, are we gonna? We're not going to college. We just graduated high school. What were your grades like? Let's talk about that. What were your grades like?
I was a straight A student. I definitely, I could have applied myself more, but I spent a lot of my time on music and on that passion. And I did theater in high school as well. And I really kind of dove into that. But I was a straight A student, and I had a solid group of friends in high school.
See, you can be smart and talented people. You don't have to be one or the other. Your parents are very active in your career as an artist, which I think is awesome. You mentioned a team. Tell us about your team. Like, cause you got, there are people twice your age right now who wish they had the streams that you have on Spotify at this moment. There are people 3 times your age who wish that they had a producer, or they worked with a songwriter who's nominated for a Dove Award and all that stuff. So tell us about your team real quick. You don't have to give names. Just tell us, what they've done to help you as an artist. And, are they going to get you out of Pittsburgh? Because apparently your winters are pretty cold there.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
No, my team is so supportive. They're amazing. They have really shown me the reins of just really being in the industry, because I've been in the music industry since I was probably about 7 or 8. But they really showed me the true work that goes behind all of it and the
Right.
research of doing radio stations and everything that really goes into social media. And they were able to set me up with all of my writers and producers, and I can message them with any questions that I have, and they are just truly sent by God to help me through this whole entire process.
So do you you don't have a record label yet, but do you have a booking agent or a manager? You have
Yeah,
both?
there's a lot of people on my team. So I have a booking agent, I have somebody who helps with social media and
Oh, were
radio.
they the one who ghosted me, not you? Was it that person? Yeah, throw them under the bus. See, you got to be an artist and plausible deniability. No. So you have a social media person, you have a booking agent, manager. We got a manager?
Yes.
Publisher? We got a publisher?
No, that's all
Not-
on me.
Okay. And then mom and dad?
Yeah, they help
Okay.
a lot too.
So let's talk about mom and dad real quick. Okay. Who's like the one who's like who's the one who like makes you practice all the time?
That'd be my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's me as a parent. I'm the one who's like, you got to get out there and get your reps in,
Yeah.
while my kid's mom is like, no, they're fine. Let them be a kid. And I'm like, no, like you got to go outside and swing some bats or whatever. How is your parents' support? Because I think there's a lot of artists who they don't grow up in your situation where they have supportive parents. Okay. How has that helped you as an artist? Parents, I want you to listen to this. Okay.
Their support, I really don't think I'd be doing music without it, because they really were the ones who, when I said I wanted to start singing at 5 years old, they didn't even question it. And they threw me into singing lessons. They threw me into piano lessons. They taught me all of this stuff. And neither of them have any music background either. So for them to really just take a 5-year-old girl's dream, and I think every 5-year-old dreams of something crazy. So me saying I was going to be a pop star, obviously my parents could have just brushed it off as another little dream I had. But they were so supportive, and they really did everything in their power to make sure that dream was going to come true. And they definitely were my push behind a lot of the things I did, because my mom was a big help of everything social media related, and she made sure that I was practicing. But my dad also has a really good ear for music, so he was able to sit down and break things down with me and really help me out. But I truly wouldn't be in music if it weren't for them and their support and their help with everything.
Who's your biggest inspiration as a singer?
Right now, I would say it's Brandon Lake.
Okay.
Just with everything he's doing, working with Jelly Roll and doing all of this stuff kind of outside of the Christian realm, and just really expanding his horizon. I just think it's such a beautiful thing, because in my opinion, kind of expanding outside of the Christian world, and you're able to have a bigger audience and reach more people and just point more people to God and plant more seeds in people. It's just such an admiration and something to look up to, of going outside of the norms to really reach more people.
And he's a beautiful man too. My daughter was like, I don't know why I like watching him sing, and I'm like, I do, because it's kind of the same reason I like watching him sing, and he's very talented as well.
Yeah.
Who was like, when you were like 10, 11, 12, 13, who was like your artist? Like
I'd say
Tay-Tay?
Taylor Swift. Probably
yeah.
Taylor Swift. I have always loved writing growing up. I started writing my first song when I was 5 years old, with a little crayon in my notebook. So just her songwriting ability and her storytelling ability through her songs really just captivates someone. And I found that so intriguing as a kid, and I really wanted to learn more. And her stage presence and the way that she interacted with her audience, it just showed that she loved what she was doing, and she was doing it out of such a good heart.
Favorite Taylor Swift album?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
And are you excited for the new Chronicles of a Showgirl, or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I am. I'm excited to see where she takes the story and just see kind of where she takes her career. Jumping between so many genres, I'm excited to see what this next one's going to be. I would say my favorite album, probably either Lover or 1989.
Okay. And your favorite song? Have you seen her in concert?
I have. Yeah,
Okay.
I saw her when I was a kid, and then I went to the Eras tour 2 years ago.
Did you wear the, what were they all wearing? Glitter. Were you wearing glitter?
Yes.
Sequins? That was sequins, right?
Oh, yeah. All
And
of
that's-
the glitter.
How did is that not posted on Instagram? How did we not get that? Because that would have been as
Somewhere
excellent.
on my Instagram. It is. I'm wearing like a bright pink costume and a fuzzy pink jacket.
I got to fire my assistant. They didn't get that picture. Dang it. All right. So are we staying? Okay, we're not going to college. We graduated high school with like a 4.0 GPA. You're wicked smart. You're not going to college. You're going to focus on music. And I want to break some news here. Are we planning on staying in Pittsburgh? Or are you going to move to Nashville and be another person who makes traffic bad here at rush hour?
I am
Or
planning on moving to Nashville.
okay,
I'm staying home right now just to help out with everything that's going on. And
absolutely.
my mom wants to be able to help me move, of course. So once her surgery's done and once she's kind of transitioning into her outpatient stuff, then I'll be moving.
Okay, so here's the deal. I have your phone number now. I don't have to worry about getting ghosted in DM. When you have another single come out, I can get ghosted in text messages. When you have another single come out, we'd love to bring you back on.
Yeah,
We'd love to talk about it. All the links will be in this description. And if you do send her a DM and she responds, let me know. I'd love to know. I'd love to know what it's about me. Anyways, Olivia, thank you. And new artist showcase right here. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.